So next up, podcast listeners, speaking of why we need laughter, speaking of why we need to laugh at ourselves and laugh at how stupid the media has become, in Forbes magazine, certainly not an unheard of magazine, right? Forbes has been around for a long time. They have an article titled, "Why Speaking English May Spread More Coronavirus Than Some Other Languages." I got to say that again. Why speaking English may spread coronavirus more than some other languages that you might speak. New research suggests that English speakers put more droplets into the air when they talk, which may make them more likely to spread COVID-19. Since the novel coronavirus is spread by droplets, how spitty a language is might contribute to different rates of the disease. It all comes down to something called aspirated consonants, the sounds we make that spray more droplets of saliva into the air. In college, everyone knew which professors spit the most when they lectured. The front row of the classes were always empty after the first day of class because the high achievers who sat there had been bathed with the lecturer's saliva. Give me a break. When a lecture was particularly boring, students might find themselves fascinated by the way the sunlight caught droplets of spit hanging in the air around the professor. Memories of teachers who were the loud talkers is one thing, yet now we know that simply speaking English could mean we are all spitting on the people around us. No, actually, we don't know that now, but this is the article, nonetheless, that they're trying to push forward. We all know the coughing or sneezing spreads germs. That's how we get colds. And blah, 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 blah. So the article just goes on, and it says, aspirated consonants throw spit into the air. So I'm going to read this section. While Japanese has few aspirated consonants, leading speakers to produce little spit while talking, English has 3 of them. Specifically, the consonants P, T, and K are aspirated in English. Making those sounds throws a myriad of tiny droplets from the speaker's respiratory tract into the air, creating a cloud of spit. If that person is carrying a virus, the air is now full of viral particles. So this is where we have to use humor, podcast listeners, to make fun of these lefties who hate our language. This is not someone who's trying to tell you something that is really truly science-based, because there's no scientific study that she cites or has done. No, this is just someone who probably hates the English language and wants you to think to yourself, oh, well, I'm sure glad all those people who speak Spanish are coming across the border right now because, that's going to be a lot less likely for COVID to be spread by them because they don't speak English, they speak Spanish. And how about the Haitians? The Haitians speak French. So thank goodness they speak French and not English because they're not going to spread, coronavirus when they cross the border illegally. Clearly, that's where all this is leading. And this is once again where we have to make fun of the left. We have to learn how to laugh at them, literally laugh in their faces about the stupidity of these kinds of articles. Because the right and conservatives are saying, you know what we need to do? We need to solve the coronavirus problem. And there are a lot of ways to solve the coronavirus problem. Obviously, one of them is to convince China to stop messing with these variants and getting involved with coronavirus studies that can result in their release and killing millions of people across the globe. Well, that would be a good start. Another start would be for us to not fund these studies through the CDC. And then another study, of course, would be for all of us to maybe put the kibosh on the massive immigration that results in the spreading of these diseases, among other things. But instead, the left is saying, well, what the real problem is? Problem is that you speak English. If you just knew how to speak Spanish or German or French or Italian, yeah, you wouldn't be so awful, or maybe speak Japanese. That might solve the problem. So can't make this stuff up.